Hello, it's February 15th, 2019, 6 p.m. exactly. It's getting dark outside, folks. We had a nice day here in Virginia. Get up to 64 degrees. Why can't I fret that? Better stick to being a cartoonist. Before I started drawing this cartoon, I did the whole mirror thing so I get the exact center with the line. This is episode 380. Did I mention that? Donald Trump has a golf simulator in the White House, and guess what? That is one thing Trump has done that doesn't really concern me. It doesn't. Obama had one. Donald Trump claims he paid for it himself. When he says stuff like that, it might turn out that the campaign paid for it. I'm still waiting to get word on those cheeseburgers that he claims, those hamburgers he claims he paid for. Maybe he actually did, you know? But I suspect that the Trump campaign paid for it. How do you write that off to? The president wants to go swinging. The White House actually defended the golf simulator by saying, well, he hasn't used it yet. Well, he's going to. He didn't just get it for decorations, did he? I mean, unless his photos on it, probably not. That's actually true. That's sad. And I'm looking at TV, and Roger Stone is so orange. It's like they got like 7 photos of him up, and one of them he's really orange, the other one's he's white. We're going to talk about that in a second, just because I think there's something really stupid about it. Of course, Donald Trump's going to declare a national emergency. The reason that the golf simulator doesn't bother me is that, well, there's 2 things. First off, with all this executive time, you think, well, that's horrible. And it is horrible. But then again, you think, okay, that reduces Trump fuckery. But the other problem with that, the real problem, is that whenever Trump decides things that are important, he hasn't spent any time with the briefings. He doesn't really know anything about it. Like today, where they were asking him about where does he get his stats, and he's like, I get stats from all sorts of places. I mean, the stats that he's lying about. They're like, where do you get these? Can you provide the source for these? And he's like, I get it from lots of places. He wouldn't provide it because he just believes whatever some idiot tells him, some sycophant on TV says, and he repeats it. So, yeah. So the golf thing. The executive time, it can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. You know, good that he's not screwing something else up. Bad that whenever it is time to screw something up, he doesn't know what he's doing, whatever. When he's not supposed to screw it up, then he screws it up. This whole executive thing, not the executive, the national emergency, is just it's hogwash, you know, and Trump is a wannabe dictator for doing this. He criticized the very same thing, well, executive orders from Obama, you know, said that Obama should be impeached for his executive orders. This is not a national emergency. This is a disagreement with Congress. Congress isn't giving him what he wants, so he's like going, wah. And he even said today that he didn't have to do it. How is it a national emergency if he didn't have to do it? He didn't just say it about, I didn't need to do it politically. He said, I don't have to do it now, but I want to do it much faster. Then it's not a national emergency. It's also not a national emergency if after you do it, you go off to play golf. It's not, I mean, if we really face this crisis, why are you playing golf? And it's not even a simulator. He's flying down to Florida to play actual real golf. He's not Nintendoing it. I almost forgot the sword. I pulled up my former, not former cartoon, still a cartoon. The last time I drew Trump as a dictator in an outfit, and I copied some of it. But it's very different also. And there's a couple things from the last one I forgot. Can't remember what they are now. But I almost forgot the sword. I almost forgot it. But the medals are all different, and there's something on every single medal, which I don't think anyone in the world is going to be able to read all of them, even Akenta. Because they're tiny. In fact, today nobody has commented on anything on any of the medals. And I also stared at this for a long, long time, trying to think what do I put on the simulator for the dictator simulator. It's kind of like after I write the cartoon I'm working on, I'm still writing it. So I was trying to come up with what to put on the medals and what to put on the simulator. So Yeah. And I pretty much wrote this thing right up until I was ready to color. Until I drew all those goobers behind them. We're going to do some shout outs now. Let's talk about Trump being orange. The White House says him being orange, he doesn't tan, he doesn't spray it on. It's just good genes. And Trump does believe that he is a better human being genetically than other people. He really does. I mean, he's compared himself to like a racehorse because of good genes. You know, because you want a racehorse, you want a better quality horse than other horses. Trump believes that about himself. He compares himself to a racehorse. I would compare him to a horse's ass. But this orange thing, that's not good genes. If you have a baby and he comes out orange, you're not going to go, hey, there's some good genes there in the Johnson family or whatever. No, you're going to go, oh my freaking God. Why is the baby orange? What do they call this? It's got to be a medical term for this condition. Is it permanent? So yeah, not good genes, people. Nobody wants an orange baby. Nobody wants an orange president either. Roger Stone can stay orange now. He'll match the jumpsuit just like Trump will. Time to do some shout outs. I just wasted enough time with the 12-minute video. The counter said took over 2 hours, but like 2 hours and 2 minutes or 20 minutes. I saw another 2 in there, but it took much longer than that. I started this. I actually made sure I went to sleep earlier, which was about 10-ish, and I got at 2-ish, and then I started working maybe about 3. I can't go to work as soon as I wake up. I have to like fumble around a little bit. Ariel, confusing you two now. Changing from a monarchy system to a by the people vote system was progressive. Then, like Clay said, me. Extending the vote to non-landowners, men, women, people of color, the fact that we vote for changes to our laws, gradually expanding the definition of marriage, for example. Progressive, having or developed gradually or in stages proceeding step by step. And she said, quoting Oxford dictionaries. So, that was just something like Robert Coutinho said, like our nation, our system is not progressive. Democracies are not progressive. Yes, they are. Ending slavery was progressive. Back when Republicans were progressive. Ariel says, don't worry, if you ever draw an anti-Semitic cartoon, which I know you won't, I'll tell you, probably by showing up at your house and smacking you upside the head, but you'll know about it. This is why my address is not public. Because I want Ariel over here smacking me upside the head or dropping off cats or whatever. He's going to comment about the dropping off cats thing. Watch. I'm going to get in trouble for that. Probably worse than if I said something anti-Semitic. Ariel says, I've never heard that if you're Jewish, you're also an Israeli citizen. I do know that kids under the age of 25 go to Israel for free for a birthright trip. I did not know that. You're probably talking about Jewish kids, though. Apparently, all recognized Jewish people are eligible to immigrate to Israel from what I googled, but I recognize it isn't a legal term. Also means Jewish people can read more. Oh, and it says click here to read more. Jewish people can immigrate, but not that they're automatically citizens. Then again, I don't know that source is reliable. There was some question and answer. I believe you are correct about all Jewish people are eligible to immigrate to Israel. I think I remember that from the 70s. Like whenever they were coming from Russia and stuff, like Russia was letting them leave the country, and some other nations, even in Africa, and Israel took them. And it wasn't just humanitarian, but it was humanitarian. But I do believe that if you are Jewish, that you are eligible. I don't know if that makes you a citizen or whatever. I'm sure it doesn't, but you probably can get on your way. Ariel thanks me for doing the NPR voice for a bit. I don't know why, but it amuses the heck out of me. I'm not doing it today. I don't feel like it. I don't know. I can't do it. I got to work on it. And there it talks about how she's not nice and sweet. And I'm not going through all that. I'm going to run out of time. Ariel was the only one to notice one of the magazines said nude dim hotness. I like that one too. President Oso liked the cartoon. Look, I'm quoting somebody who's not Ariel. Thank you, President Oso, for saying it's hilarious. TJ says the U.S. is a constitutional republic. Rob Coutinho says not anymore. It isn't. Well, new people go to TJ is going off. TJ, you got a long spiel here. TJ, oh, this is good. He says, how was the last president elected? Through mob rule or by representative electoral college? I don't know if that was representative, buddy. There's this thing called Russia, this place, and they meddled in the election and stuff. The FBI even went out and tainted Clinton's campaign. And yes, there was collusion. Russia was involved with the election. There was meddling. I guess you kind of forgot about that. TJ says, don't just see why we don't split into two nations, be done with each other. You people don't want what we want. You want a laissez-faire, capitalist, constitutional republican, and then he went. I'm quoting him now. Robert Godino said, Happy Valentine's Day. Tim said about the Senate National Emergency Declaration. To comment further, sorry. There's a reply. Who replied? TJ said, LOL. Alright. What did I quote? LOL. Well, then you might have something to say about this cartoon, Mr. Coutinho, and I hope you do. I did like drawing the golf course. It was kind of nice. You know what? After I got this idea about 3 of them, I had like 3 other ideas, and I wasn't really on fire for any of them. And then I liked this one. I was just like, yeah, I dig this. And then I went online to look at my Cartoon and Go comics so I could share it to social media like I do every night and a few other sites. And at Go Comics, I saw that Tom Towles, an excellent cartoonist, he's always been irreverent, has been since the 1980s when he started, I think. He had something about the golf simulator and the president simulator, like side by side, and I stopped reading it immediately because I knew I was going to do my cartoon. I was like, I don't want anything to do with this. I don't want it to taint me. And it's like, I'll read it later. I forgot to go back and read it. I haven't done it yet. But so somebody else has already correlated the two. But I don't know if you put national emergency on the simulator. But anyway. And then I saw somebody else do something about a simulator later in the day. But I don't remember who that was or what it said. Because it was just like, screw it. Here's a cartoon. It is done. Nobody did the simulator like I did it, though. Because I'm different. I'm weird. As Earl said. We're done. Click the red button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment, and I will give you a shout out tomorrow on Saturday. Yeah, probably. Going to work tonight, and maybe take Saturday off. Goodbye.